My guest on the show this morning, Wayne Dobson, has had a phenomenal life, and the work that he's doing in North Tyneside we just want to share with you. A recent survey has shown that 1 in 7 adults in the UK are living in homes where people are regularly skipping meals or going hungry for an entire day because of food poverty. Now, the Cedarwood Trust's Nourish Store on North Shields Meadowell Estate is now helping to feed almost 300 families. That's well over 1,000 people spread right across the region. Some people are coming from South Tyneside, even as far as Northumberland. So I've had a chat with the Trust's Chief Executive Officer, Wayne Dobson, just to find out about this club. It's a food membership scheme, but I just also wanted to ask about the work at the Cedarwood Trust. There's a lot going on there.
The sound of the North East.
Together we can make a difference. BBC
Radio Newcastle.
At the Cedarwood Trust, we provide a lot of support to the community in terms of helping them with benefit advice. We've got a Nourish food store where people can sign as a membership and get £15 worth of shopping for £4. We have lots of education and training courses, and of course just lots of leisure activities as well for the community to get involved in.
And how did you get involved in the first place?
My journey at Cedarwood Trust 3 years ago. I applied for the job there, and I think the thing that struck me most was the huge sense of community that you don't often see a lot of. I live on a new build estate, and unfortunately I don't know who my neighbours are. And nobody seems to talk to each other on the estate where I am. But on the Meadowell estate, I was immediately struck by how everybody was so friendly and everybody seemed to know each other, and there was that huge sense of community spirit.
And that must have been really evident over the last few years, certainly with the pandemic. And you must have seen a great deal of change in the last few years in terms of the needs of local people.
Oh, absolutely. During the pandemic, we worked throughout the whole of the pandemic. We didn't close. We stayed open. We walked alongside the community, provided over 65,000 community meals for free to people who needed them. We went out and did VE Day, dressed up, and did Halloween reverse trick-or-treat because people couldn't come out and do it, and provided pumpkins to the community, and, really tried to bring the community spirit back. Even though that we were in lockdowns or in further restrictions. But the changes have been dramatic, and the biggest change that we've seen throughout all of this is the level of food insecurity, which was really exposed during the pandemic. But as things have, with Brexit and the war in Ukraine and just some of the other things that have made food insecurity a lot more complicated.
And are you seeing more people coming to Cedarwood Trust, and perhaps people who've never been part of the scheme before?
Absolutely. We've got 290 members of the membership scheme, and that started in October. So we're roughly taking around about 10 to 15 new members a week. And those people are not just people on benefits. There's a good 50-50 split now between people in work and people out of work as well. And the problem we've got is that the cost of living is such a hard hit on everybody at this moment in time, is that people's wages have stagnated, but petrol's going up, food's going up in the shop, your energy bills are going up, and the wages are just not there to meet that anymore. So what's happening is people are living to the maximum of their income and having no freedom left for that rainy day sort of incident that you might have. Say your car exhaust goes, the money that you've had previously for that rainy day sort of event has been absorbed.
And if you've come along to Cedarwood Trust for the first time and this is all new, you've got all of that budgeting angle, but you've also got, and I hear this anecdotally quite often, Wayne, you've got the nervousness, you've got embarrassment, you've got despair, you've got, the feeling that why am I in this position when I've been working my socks off? You've got all of that to contend with as well. So you've got people coming to speak to you perhaps for the very first time, and they need emotional support as well.
Yeah, again, you're absolutely right. What we've done at Cedarwood is we've created an environment. If you come into Cedarwood, there's no reception desk. We've created a giant social lounge that's really, really aspirational as you walk in, so it lifts your head as soon as you walk through the door. We have community connectors who walk the floor, and what I would say to people is come down and do what I describe as being a passenger on the bus. Come in, grab a seat, order yourself a tea or a coffee, and we often give them out for free as well for people who just give us a nod. We'll make you a cup of coffee and make you welcome. And one of the community connectors will sit and just have a chat with you and talk about what your needs are. The Nourish Store is in full display within the main area of Cedarwood, and it just looks like a normal shop. You come in, you get your basket, you pick up what shopping that you want to choose, and to supplement your shopping bill. So everything is done in a dignified way.
We'll have more from our guest this morning here at BBC Radio Newcastle. Wayne Dobson will be back with us in about 15 minutes. Now, Wayne is the Chief Executive Officer of the Cedarwood Trust on the Meadowell Estate in North Shields. They've recently launched a food membership scheme. It's a bit like a club, and the idea behind it is to combat the cost of living increases and give the people who are shopping at the store a lot more dignity. So I've had a chat with Wayne, and he told me how Nourish works.
The sound of the North East.
Together we can make a difference. BBC
Radio Newcastle.
Everything that we're doing is about, it's not a food bank. The whole idea of the Nourish Store is to stop people going into crisis and needing that food bank. So it may be that you might just be meeking out on your last £10 before payday. But instead of meeking out on that £10 and surviving the best way you can with that, what you can do, you can come down to the Cedarwood. You pay £1 for a subscription. You get a little card like you would in any of the other major superstores. You come in and you pay your £4 for your shop, and you can take up to £15 worth of shopping. But you choose what you want to take. So it's not a case of that you're given bags of shopping or you're given various things. Somebody told me a little while ago that they accessed a similar sort of scheme, and they were given 6 tins of beans and various other things, and they were really grateful for that. But did they really want to eat 6 tins of beans?
Of course, it's all personal preference, isn't it? You want to have the dignity of going in to sort out what you want to make for tea.
Exactly, and the whole idea of the supplementing side is because of the level of cost of living, it may be that you need to just come in and take some toiletries or take some washing powder and stuff like that, because you can't afford that within your current shopping bill.
Where do you get all of the products from?
So we're really extremely grateful that we have a huge team of people who provide us with donations. So everything is donated that we get. And I mean, last year we received over 11 tons of donations. And this is normally food that would go into waste. Again, it's saving on the CO2 emissions of it going to landfill. And yes, so we reuse it and bring it back forward, and we get support from Fair Share. But what we are committed to do is all the £4 subs that we get, if you like, that goes towards buying fresh fruit and veg every day that the store's open. So if you come into the Cedarwood Trust and you join the Nourish Food Scheme, you can take as much fruit and veg as your family needs. And people are really respectful of that. So they'll come in, and if it's just a single person, they'll take a banana, a apple. Where if it's for a family, they'll take a bunch of bananas, rather than, somebody who's single who comes in and takes 6 apples and 6 bananas, and it goes to waste.
I wonder if people are listening right now and they'd like to maybe come along, they want to find out more. Do they have to get referred by an organisation? Can they just turn up on the day? How does it work, Wayne?
Just turn up to the Cedarwood Trust. The store's open from 11 a.m. till 1 o'clock. We do it that way so that we can really put a big effort in making sure that everybody's needs are met at that time. People are asked to produce just proof of their address, so that we know that that they are local, that they are within our area. And
your area is North Tyneside, then? North
Tyneside, yeah.
And if somebody's listening and they maybe want to donate, or they maybe want to find out more about volunteering opportunities, is that a possibility?
Absolutely. Cedarwood is very much volunteer-led. And the whole Nourish Store survives on volunteers coming in and being those shop assistants, if you like, and stocking the shelves. And we definitely need volunteers. Alongside that, we're also desperate in need of toiletries, of cleaning products, of food that people may have that in the cupboards that they no longer use. We use Tin on the Wall, what they do is they do a street collection, so we'll put a little notice through maybe 200 houses saying, please donate any surplus food that you may have, and then people drive around and collect it all up, and then that's donated throughout the community to various community groups. So again, if there's people out there that can support us, please do, because at the end of the day, it's the local community of North Tyneside supporting North Tyneside.
So for those people who can turn up at the Cedarwood Trust, but those perhaps that want to find out more online, are you on social media?
Yeah, go to www.cedarwoodtrust.com and you can donate on there and you can find out more about our fantastic work.
Make a difference.
BBC Radio Newcastle.